Hello and welcome. My name is Erin, and I'm part of the client care team here at Summit AR. Our hope with these videos is that they will help our clients with some of the frequently asked questions that we tend to have about our secure portal. So today I'm going to show you step by step how to correctly load your placements onto our secure portal. So let's get started. Be to go to Summit's website, which is summitcollects.com. And then over here on the right, you're going to click the Client Access key. This will bring you to both of our portals. So the status portal is actually where you will go after everything is entered with us, and you can go in and you can check the status of any of your accounts. But right now we're going to use the placement portal because it's exactly what it sounds like. The place you will go to place your documents will be on the placement portal. So to log into the portal, you will have already been given a username and a password. The biggest thing to remember when logging in is that any letters will need to be capitalized, whether that's in the username or the password. So once you're in, this will show the information for your company, so you'll definitely know that you got into the right place. So then you're going to go up here to placement forms, and you're going to select which placement form works best for your company. Alright, so if you're a consumer, just click on that. And then this is what the placement form looks like. And this is the form that you're going to fill out for every single placement that you have. So it'll be an individual form and set of documents for each one. So for your company, the only information we need about your business is going to be right here in the client ID. It will be your 6-digit pre-provided account number, and then everything else is going to be information for the person that you are putting into collections. Alright, so we start with the primary reference number, which, as you'll see right here, states that the primary reference number is your internal account identification code for this individual. So yep, it can be a combination of letters, numbers, both. Sometimes it's a variation of their first name and last name combined. Sometimes it's a combination of their name and the date that they were seen. That is obviously up to you guys, however you like to reference them. It just makes it easier for us if somebody calls in that has a very common last name. And you want to reference them, you can just give us the reference number instead of looking up and trying to figure out which of the 15, John Does that we have. So I'm going to do that for now. And then in the section for the consumer, we want as much of this information as you can possibly provide for us. We absolutely have to have a name, an address, and at least a phone number, if nothing else, because we have to be able to have a way to contact them and know who they are. But if you have a date of birth, a social security number, their employer, their employer's number, an email address, all of that is extra, it's bonus, it's perfect, just makes it that much easier for us, which in turn makes it that much easier for you guys to be able to get your money. So, and the spouse information is nice because then if their significant other calls in, we know already, John Doe is married to Jane Doe, and so we are allowed to talk to her about his account, and we don't have to worry about trying to get approval for that. So that is a nice feature. For now, I'm just going to fill those two out. Also, it's worth mentioning if the address or phone number that you guys have is no good, it's been returned, your mail's been returned or whatever, you can't get through, we still want that address because we can skip trace and find what is the good ones now, but we do need something to start with. So even if you guys know that what the information you have isn't currently applicable, it is to us. You can mention down here in our notes if you'd like that, hey, this address that we gave you, we found it to be a bad address. That's a great heads up, but we still need to have something, so please enter it in over just leaving it blank if you know that that is the situation. When we get down here and we talk about the money, the principal amount, which again is noted here, has to be a minimum of $50, and that's principal without any interest charges, without any collection fees, anything like that. It just can't be less than $50 when you initially start. Now, interest, finance fees, collection fees, they are guided by your service agreement, or sometimes your state law will mandate what you can and what you can't charge. This is not something that we add. These are things that, if they're applicable to your business, you will add. Some companies don't add it at all, so it's not always going to be an across-the-board type of a rule. When we get down here to the date of last service, so we have a 2-year policy. Nothing is older than 2 years, and 2 years is not from January of that year. It's 2 years from the date that you are submitting the collection to us. So today's date is June 2nd, 2020, so the oldest that you could submit today would be from June 2nd, 2018. Alright, so this next section, we briefly touched on above that it can be a good place to put a note about an address being bad or something like that. In addition, it's also the spot where any other useful information, old info you feel we need to know, anything that maybe couldn't fit into these areas up here that you think would be important for us to know. That's the best place to put it. It can also be left blank. It doesn't have to be filled out. Okay, so the last section to be filled out is the backup documentation. If you forget what it is we might need, right down here, we have a list of everything that is helpful to us. So in the case of consumer, we will need definitely a contract, an itemized statement, and the demographics. The itemized statement is great because it will verify the date of last service and the amount that you're trying to collect, because it will say on this day we did this for this amount, that's what they owe. The demographics will help to verify this information for us. When you go to attach your backup documentation, you have to do it one at a time. So if you had 5 pieces of backup, you have to attach them each individually, so you'll have 5 attachments to make. So you will just hit select, find where in your computer you have those documents saved, and then once you have them, then take a moment once again to just double check everything you have filled out, because once you hit the submit button down here, there's no going back in to alter anything on here. You can view it, you can view your backup, you can view the placement sheet, but you can't make any changes. If you need to make a change, or if you entered something in error, you then either have to do a whole new placement, you have to contact us, whatever it might be. So it's just easier for you guys and for us to just make sure that this is exactly what you want before you hit the submit button. Alright, so let me hit that submit. This allows you to know, hey, good job, you did it. If you want to look at how many you have placed, if you have a list of them you're looking at and you want to be sure, you can just click placement history, and that will give you a list of every single one of them that you have placed that we have not yet removed from the portal. We remove them within 24 hours of your submitting them. So if you don't see them here and it's been more than 24 hours, don't panic. We have it. But up to 24 hours, you will be able to still see who you've submitted. You can click on here. You can take a look at everything you filled out. You can open your backup and take a look at, oh, it's so detailed. And you can take a look at it. So that concludes our grand tour. That would end the process of putting your placements on our portal. If you have any other questions, if there's anything you would like clarification on, please don't hesitate to contact us at admin@summitcollects.com. We're here to help. We're more than happy to do it. I hope that this ended up being helpful for you and helps to alleviate some stress and concern with placing your placements for the first time. We look forward to getting them. Have a great day.